And we're back, Jonny here, and I've created a monster. This is just ridiculous, there's no way we need this much. But I kind of went crazy and I wanted to see how much delta V I could pack in a rocket. So I've created like a monstrous version of the lander we had. And I'm packing 7.7 thousand delta V in this. I don't know how this is gonna work out because the weight of it is so stupidly high that, you know, maybe it won't work properly, but we're gonna give it a shot. The idea of this is that I wanted to have a lot of fuel by the time I get to the moon, and then that would allow me to kind of move around and, you know, grab science from different spots. Now remember, in our capsule here we have science containers, so we can do up to 4 science measurements, and we also have several crew members in our capsule. So let me just show you kind of what we have right here. I have the fairings here for aerodynamics. I'm gonna pop them off as soon as we don't need them anymore. We got our RCS tanks. In here I actually have a low profile engine as well. So this stage here will finish getting us into orbit and get us all the way to the moon, hopefully. And yeah, this is kind of what we have. So let's just give this a shot, see how this works out. My feeling is that it's going to be okay, but because the weight is so high, I don't think our engines will be efficient to the point where we're gonna be okay. Let's go. To the point where we're gonna be okay with this design in the long term. But I think for now, it's gonna be fine. So we're gonna give it the old college try here. And the mission today is we're gonna go to the moon and we're gonna grab science from a few spots around the moon. Now of course we've already grabbed science from, I think it was the Midlands biome, so we need to find a different biome to land on the moon. And then we'll do the measurements and we'll get back home. Now we have 3 crew members, so if we screw up, we lose 3 Kerbals here. So we're gonna do our best to not screw up. I think we're gonna be fine here. I'm looking forward to unlocking some fancier rockets. Specifically, I have my eye on those nuclear rockets that seem to be very efficient for outer space. So then we could have like an upper stage packing nuclear rockets. And also I forgot to mention, I have a docking port as well in here. So if we need to, we can actually dock into our Kraus relay that's orbiting the moon. And oh, I forgot to look at the numbers there. Okay, we're in position. So going through the motions here, just trying to get ourselves into orbit. See, I think it's a little bit deceiving because the delta V numbers are ridiculously high, but the weight of our craft is also monumental. So I don't think it will translate into as much as we'd like. But, you know, again, we're just gonna try this out here. I'm pretty confident we're gonna have enough fuel to at least make it to the moon, land, grab science in one spot, and then come back. The question, I think, is going to be, is it realistic for us to actually grab spots from grab science from different spots in the moon or on the moon, from the moon. But yeah, so we're gonna find out probably the hard way here. Trying to achieve that circular orbit we want. So where do we go from here? Well, I think we just kind of do the same thing on Minmus as well. So just grab a lot of science from the moons, and then that's gonna allow us to unlock a lot of tech. And at that point, the world is our oyster, as some people say. We can pretty much do anything we like. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, just worried about getting into orbit. Gonna run out of fuel here. So now, look at that, our beautiful low-profile engines firing up. Our apoapse is actually a little bit far, so let's just cut the throttle and wait until we catch up a little bit with our apoapse. Something like this should be fine, so fire it up. Cut the throttle for a little bit, just make sure we don't extend our apoapse too much. So again, we just wait until we catch up. Fire it up. And we get a nice kind of circular orbit there. And we still have 1000 delta V to go. So yeah, we should be in good shape here. So it would be easier actually to go to Minmus because it has such low gravity, but we're gonna go with the hard target. We're gonna go with the Mun here. Got some nice Final Fantasy music there. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. I did not want to do. Okay, that's fine. Create, add maneuver is what we want. We extend. Whoa, we got an encounter straight away. Okay. What is our periapse? 8,000. Not bad. I actually want it to be a little bit higher than that. 15,000, perfect. So we're gonna get ready here. So at this point we can actually deploy these. I have a control group for that. Boom! Whoa! Okay. The fairings got a little caught up there. Okay, it's fine. Come on, buddy. Well, we're gonna have to get ready to burn here. Okay, it finally left. We can extend our panels. And get ready to burn. Let's go. We have plenty of delta V to execute the maneuver. Oh, looks like some of our solar panels broke due to that impact. Luckily we have the side ones still, so we should be fine here. Turn on our fancy lights. Beautiful. I really like the way these engines look. Sadly though, they're not the most efficient. I mean, they are efficient, but not in this scale of weight, I don't think. So again, I don't think it's going to be that good for us in the long term, but we're going to make it work for this time. So I've also been thinking what game I want to do next in my channel. And I think it will be probably Metal Gear Solid 5. A friend in the ACG Patreon Discord was nice enough to gift me the code for that, and I've been looking forward to get to that game for quite a while. I played number 3 and 4 and very much enjoyed those games. I have not played number 1 and 2. I actually tried, but okay, you can see the docking port there. Yeah, I tried those games a little bit. I got the HD collection for my Vita, but dude, it's just the games have aged quite a bit, and I just couldn't bring myself to actually play them. So we overdid our maneuver a little bit. God damn it. Actually, let's turn retrograde and try to fix this. One of the issues with these engines is that they keep burning for, like, it takes a little while for them to stop burning, which causes sometimes maneuvers to not be as accurate as they could be. Alright, we're just gonna take that. That's fine. So we did burn that entire stage there, and you can see that the delta V here didn't match the actual delta V in the maneuver, and I don't understand exactly why, to be honest with you. But I think the reason is that the weight of our ship is so huge that somehow you know, like the delta V we have is not efficiently being used. I'm not too sure, because I thought this number actually accurately took into account the weight of your ship and everything, but it's perhaps just a fault on my side, not understanding exactly the concept of delta V. It's gonna be alright though. You know, ideally we would like to have this would like to orbit the moon in this way, not this way, but we'll make it work. So we're gonna go in. We can pretty much just warp close to Periaps, focus our view on the moon, and I think what we'll do is, so for now we'll just create an orbit. There you go. We're gonna look for a biome that we haven't visited before. So you go retrograde. And we burn. So 3.3 thousand delta V. I think it should be fine, honestly. I want to land here in this crater. I think that's gonna be really cool. So what we'll do is we'll go all the way to Periaps, and we'll try to set it up so we land on this thing. Although I didn't really take into account that the moon would be spinning around like this, so let's just cut our time warp there. We're just going to burn retrograde again. Drop a quick save there in case something goes wrong and we want to revert. So, oh, okay. And, okay. The moon is gonna keep rotating, so I think this is gonna be fine. Let's just time warp a little bit. Yeah, we might even have to, looks like we'll be a little bit off, to be honest. So right now our altitude is way too high. Let's just go a little bit closer. I kind of want to drop. I think either way we're gonna be fine, because apparently we have two biomes we can visit there. We have the highlands and the east far side crater, both of which would be interesting for us to visit. Oh, somehow I lost track of the crater. I don't know if it's that thing there, but it might be a little bit more difficult to land because some of these areas have big slopes. But we're gonna try our best. Let's wait until we're like 30,000 meters up, and then we'll start decelerating, I think. because I don't know exactly how effectively we can decelerate with this ship. I'm also going to pack my solar panels just to make sure that we don't break them accidentally. So let's start, because we have a lot of velocity here. Let's just decelerate down to like 200 meters per second. Yeah, it does take us quite a while to decelerate here, even with the 4 engines. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to do it totally in time, but what I'm a little bit afraid of is like the amount of fuel we're using here, as I suspect that these engines aren't nearly as efficient as I would like. So it looks like we're in the highlands, and there's the crater, so we can actually just hover over to the crater. So yeah, let's stop decelerating here. Maybe I overdid it a little. We do want to try to be as efficient as we can, so let's go. We're 5,000 meters off. We're going to try to go for as much of a suicide burn as we can to be efficient here. So I'm thinking 3,000 meters. We might have fucked up on the numbers there, but we're gonna try it. Looks like we're gonna be fine. And again, we're in the highlands, so this is a new biome that we haven't explored yet. Yeah, I did start on the burn too soon. So as far as I understand, the most efficient way to do the landing is to just wait until you're very close, and then just do a suicide burn. That is just to burn full throttle right before you hit the surface. But of course that can be tricky to execute. Like right now, maybe I'm playing it too risky. We're gonna be fine here. I'd like to see my shadow, but I don't see it at the moment. Alright, just try to control our speed there. Approaching 100 meters off the ground. We don't want to overdo the propulsion, otherwise we're gonna get some lateral velocity, and that's gonna be hard to deal with. So just, oh, there's our shadow. Just keep our velocity like around 5 meters per second and we should be fine. 20 meters off the ground. And looks like we did it. Yes, we did it. Woo! All right. So we have 2.2 thousand delta V. It seems like it is a lot, but I don't know if that is a lot actually, because again, the typical values maybe don't apply here as much. But dude, we've made it. So we're on the moon. We have our scientists with us. So what we'll do is, first of all, we open this up. We can unfurl our beautiful solar panels again. I have a control group to grab all the science. So I think it was number 1, yes. So look at that. All that nice science from the highlands. The fine dust of the mun has intermixed with some of the samples. You have a sneaking suspicion that they'll never be able to get the lab clean again. Yes, the sensor has detected a minor quake on the surface, our seismic scan there. They say Insanity is doing the same thing multiple times and expecting a different result. You check the atmospheric pressure again anyways, and dude, we still got a bunch of science out of it. Collected a recorded temperature data from the environment. The goo seems to be less dense here. Alright. Dude, we got a bunch of science from one measurement. Again, we should be able to do these up to 4 times. That's what we can store in our craft. So we're gonna do a crew report. And then we're gonna take Bob, our engineer here. We're gonna EVA with him. So we turn on our RCS there. Whoa. Alright. We still gotta get the hang of the RCS with EVAs. So this might be a good opportunity to practice. Look at his big smile right there. Gonna plant a flag here. And we're gonna call it the Science Excursion. SpaceX Mark II makes its descent. Beautiful. So now we take the surface sample. Appears to be comprised of a large number of materials layered over time. And we do an EVA report. Again, tons of science only in this one measurement. And now the game plan is we turn on RCS. And what we want to do is collect the data from our instruments here. So grab onto that. That was nicely done. So you take data. I wish you could have a control group for this, but you actually can't, so just do it manually. And take data from these as well. And then these can also be reset because we have Bob here. So collect data again. And restore. Alright, so our stuff is ready to go again. So we just pop over to the other side. Like that. Cool. Still trying to control this thing a little bit. So that's why I wanted to pop the fairings away so I could use this to access our containers here. So now we store. Boom. Look at that. Okay. So now let's see if we can grab more science from this same spot. So we transfer control over to the ship and we try to use our instrumentation again. Dude, yes. We got like an entire second batch of results. Okay. So we're gonna do the same game plan. Grab onto that. You're gonna take data. Again, the idea of this trip is just to amass ridiculous amounts of science. And we're gonna be able to unlock a lot of cool stuff. And you know, maybe we can actually make something a little bit more elegant in terms of a lander, something that is more energy efficient. So we've restored our modules and collected the data there. Just take a step back and we're gonna should be able to do an EVA and surface sample again. And we pop over to the other side. It's pretty fun to fly with the Kerbals like this. We gotta be careful because they can die if we screw up our RCS maneuvering there. So all right. Grab the ladder. Come on, Bob. He's got it. Okay, so let's see if we can even get like a third batch of science. Dude, we can? That's crazy. That's crazy amounts of science. It's gonna like revolutionize our space program here with one trip. So I'm gonna say, even though we had like a little bit of a completely ridiculous rocket design here this time, with something completely like way bigger than we needed, I'm gonna say it was worth it. Can you? Come on. No. Don't do me like this. Don't do me like this. Okay. Go back. You turn on RCS. And you just grab onto the damn ladder. Can you? Oh my god. There you go. Alright, collect all of... Dude, just grab onto the ladder. There you go. Grab the science. Take temperature, yeah. Okay. Take data. Collect. I'm just going mad with the amounts of science we've gotten from this. Now, granted, we still have to take this thing back to Earth, so... So the other game I was thinking about playing in my channel was Divinity Original Sin. The second game just came out not too long ago, and I was thinking that maybe that would be a good idea to do, but it's a pretty ambitious game. I played a little bit of the first one, but it was a very long game. I didn't actually manage to like see through to the end, so I'm a little bit afraid that I might not, like, that might be like a little bit too much for me in terms of maybe too ambitious, but I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing here. So again, let's see if we can even get one more batch of science. Yes. Okay. So this means that we don't even have to go anywhere else, because actually we don't have any more space to store science. So that removes the worry about fuel that we had a little bit, or completely rather. So again, this is the last time we're doing it. I'm sorry if this is a little bit boring, but the whole point is that in one trip we did the equivalent of like 4 trips to the Mun. So at the end of the day, I think it was worth it. And we got to experiment a little bit with the bigger rockets that we unlocked, so double win for us. So all that's left is the EVA, and here we go. But yeah, I wanted to play like an RPG game, and I think Metal Gear Solid is gonna be the pick. I even got like a strategy guide for it. I don't plan on using it like too much, but it will be nice to min-max some of the stuff. So I think we can store one more EVA at least from Jeb. But the cabin has also a limit of like how many experiments it can have. Yeah, so it will actually lose some of the experiments that I had. So I think we've got all that we could grab from the Mun at this with our present capacity. So we're gonna get ready to go back home here. Yeah, I mean, we're running a little bit long on the episode, but we're gonna go all the way home here. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna wait for like a 10k apoaps to make sure we clear any cliffs that may be in the way, and then we just wait until we're a bit closer to apoaps, and then we're just going to basically like create an orbit. So we can open up the map view. Looks like we have crazy thrust to weight right now, and it's increasing. It's probably due to our fuel tanks emptying, and therefore we have like less weight with the same thrust. I think that makes sense, I guess. So yeah, we're just going to burn until we escape the sphere of influence from the Mun. So just keep burning here for a bit. And that's it. So our altitude is increasing, so we're gonna be fine here. We're not gonna run into any gigantic mountains. I think Minmus is the one that has pretty high mountains, but I could be wrong about that. So just speed up here. Again, this episode might run a little bit long, but I do want to just do the return trip home as well, because it's something we've done before already, so I don't think it will be interesting to include in like the next episode. So let's just speed up a little bit here. The ideal would be to go to Apoap's. So, because the difference is actually very significant. So I'll tell you what, we'll go at least like this, 11 days. That's reasonable. Maybe not. A compromise would be like 8 days. So our folks are gonna strap themselves in for a long time in space here, just enjoying the sights of our Kerbal system here. And when they get there, we're gonna get ready to burn retrograde and decay our orbit enough to be captured by the Earth. So another game I thought about playing was XCOM 2. I haven't played any of the XCOM games, and I think I'd enjoy them quite a lot. I've played quite a bit of like permadeath games, tons of roguelites, and also I think Darkest Dungeon might be kind of close in terms of some of the concepts that are like present in the game, but at the same time I wanted something with a little bit more plot, I think, because we have Kerbal at the moment, which is something that that I view in the same category, even though it's not at all the same category of game. But I wanted like a story-driven game, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to go at the same time with the Kerbal series. So something similar maybe to Hellblade. I think that was a pretty good example there. So we're close to Earth here. Let's give us a little bit more altitude, just to make sure we're gonna slow ourselves down enough. So you point prograde, accelerate a little bit, take it up to like 38,000. Okay. So that's us. We're ready. Let's prepare our staging. We're gonna decouple these things here. That's not what I wanted to do. So just decouple. You're just not gonna do it, are you? Okay. So we don't have any solar panels, but that's fine because we have a lot of electric charge, completely full. This thing is going to also go through re-entry, so we don't have to worry about it. And we can probably just speed up here. Again, we've seen this quite a few times already. We don't need to discuss too much what's going on. We have our customary like around 3 kilometers per second speed. We need to decelerate here. I'm currently at 2 times time warp because I don't trust the game to go higher than that. The physics might get screwed up and we might die horribly. So we're gonna go with this. Again, the amount of science we got is actually astronomical. So So hopefully we can decay our periaps enough that we'll be captured. Oh, it looks like that might not be the case. We may need another trip around. Our altitude is going up. Periaps is going down. If it goes down enough, then we'll be recaptured. But regardless, we've slowed down enough to where I'm feeling really safe here. And we switched, so that camera movement there indicates that our periaps has now basically collided with the planet. So at this point, we know we've made it. And I think we got like north of 600 science, probably. We'll find out really soon. So I'm just going to speed up until we're closer to the ground, and I'll see you on the other side. Alright, we're approaching now. We see the beautiful mountains there. Apparently we automatically popped the parachutes. I did not activate them. But hey, it looks like we're gonna make it. Actually, this looks really nice. So the science team is back, made it safely back home, and it's going to be a big breakthrough in our science program here. Yes, safely landed. Interesting, we can see the antenna is actually there despite the parachute being on top of it. So, recover vessel, big hopes for this. Let's see how much we've managed to get. 763 science? Dude, this is Candyland time. We can basically unlock anything we want now. 700 science. Alright, well, this is gonna be a new world for us, but that's gonna be next time. So as always, thanks for sticking with me. Catch you next time.